I am supporting John Kulowitz for Ohio Attorney General. I've known him a long time. We both did voter protection for the state Democratic Party. I think he's very talented, and he'll be a great AG for us. I'm telling you this because there's a meeting of the state party today where there could be some endorsements in the couple of races that are contested in the primary. And I just became aware yesterday that the other Democratic AG candidate, Elliot Forhan, sent an email to the state executive committee, and in it he cited my EEOC charge against Allison Russo as part of his case against Allison Russo. I'm not going to get into all that, their conflict. They can battle it out in court, which they're doing. I don't want Elliot using my situation for his purposes. But that is an unfortunate consequence of the mess that Allison Russo created. She is a menace to common sense. So I learned of this email. I probably know 50 or 60 people on the executive committee, and I'm running against Allison Russo to be on the executive committee. So I thought I would just take a minute to address this real quick. I don't want to be grouped in with Elliot Forhan. But that is what Allison has done. Doing what she did to me, and then a few months later, what she did to him, she kind of put us in the same bucket. I was so furious when she did it. She probably thought going after the weird guy was gonna make what she did to me look more reasonable, like, look how wise and responsible I am. Elliot came in as a freshman member in my last year of working at the house. That's when I first met him, and he spoke to me at ear-splitting volume, not in anger, but he was different. Different than the normal different with the fast-talking Cleveland lawyer guys. We've had plenty of those, love those guys. You need some of them in the caucus. But this was different than that. And Elliot identifies as different, neurodivergent, or something like that. No one who knows him would be surprised by that. So way back then, 3 years ago now, I first met Elliot, and Allison wanted to put him on the state ballot board that sets the language for the issues you see on your ballot. It can be a high-pressure role, and I staffed the ballot board, as I did all voting and elections things, for so many years. And I cautioned her, he might not be fully cooked. Like, what about someone with a little more experience with the place? But she wanted to appoint Elliot. Maybe she was impressed with the Yale law degree. I'm not sure, but she appointed Elliot. So I staffed him on the ballot board. I knew him from that, had a perfectly fine relationship with him. He did fine on the ballot board. Back in November 2023, so I wasn't there anymore, there was some conflict, and Allison put out this long memo about Elliot, calling him violent and suicidal, and claiming to be so concerned for the staff, which I knew was a crock. She had just told me a few months before that she wouldn't do anything to protect the staff, so here she was posing. Now, I lost a friend to suicide. I think it's a big deal if you think someone is suicidal. So I called Elliot just to make sure he was okay. I knew he was weird. I never thought he was violent. I did not think he was suicidal. But then, I'm like, I didn't know him all that well, so let me check on him. Because I would have felt terrible if something bad had happened and I had not called. And I very quickly satisfied myself that he was not suicidal. And I was disgusted that Allison would throw that word around like that. My family has lost people. So many of us have. I do not support Elliot politically. But the things he said here in his email about Allison are true. I do not want him speaking for me for reasons that are in his control and outside of his control. He's a terrible messenger. But the things he linked to about my case against Allison and Jordan Plotner are true, and they're public. The documents were linked by the Plain Dealer in a news story over a year ago. I care about Elliot. I think we have a duty to be kind. I think he also has a duty to others to learn how to deal with us with more kindness. I have found some of the things he said very off-putting, and even very offensive. But I don't care if he's the most annoying person in the world. You don't go to the media calling somebody violent and suicidal. So that's it. I don't know if any endorsements will happen today. Not weighing in on that. It's not my circus. But on May 5th, I will be voting for John Kulowitz for AG and against Allison Russo, wherever she is on my ballot. Go Dems. See you soon.